Hi there, Addy here from TorontoNionOnline.com, here with a great property that we have just seen coming on the marketplace. It's a 12-unit building that is located in the east end of Toronto, so it should generate quite a good interest, quite a lot of interest in the marketplace. Not many 12-unit buildings have been coming up. We've seen a decline in properties that have been coming up. Also, the other thing we're seeing is that a lot of the investors are asking a lot more money for their properties. So it's not unheard of right now to see property cap rates coming at 3.5. This one is at 4.7, so it's a really decent rate. So let's get into it a little bit more, and we'll talk about the numbers. So the property is in the east end. It's located close to St. Clair and St. Clair and Victoria Park area. 12 units, asking $2 million. Cash requirement for this purchase would be $478,176. Net operating income that the property generates is $77.86. This is after paying all of your expenses, and your annual is $93,428. Cash flow that would generate after your mortgage payment is $214 or $2,500 a year. Cap rate 4.7%, and in 10 years the property would be worth around 2.68 million. Given that the property appreciated around 2% in income and about 3% in overall appreciation. So the map isn't correct, so don't pay attention to that. Let's look into the details of this purchase. So purchase price 1.99900. Your first mortgage would be at 1.6. There's no second mortgage. We're not doing it based on second mortgage. Down payment requirement would be $399,980 or $400,000. Buying costs are $78,000. That includes your land transfer tax, your legal, your inspection reports, etc. There's more detail about it afterwards. Initial cash investment required is $478,000. Cost per unit, which is an amazing number, which is $166,000. This is a very low number compared to what we have been seeing in the marketplace right now. So let's go to the other side. So gross rent for the 12 units is $11,042. Annual is generating is $132,000. Vacancy loss at 2%. We have it at $26.50. Laundry is generating $138 a month, so $1,600. And the total income potential over here is $131,514. I used the word potential, but it's actually not potential. This is actual income. Expenses. You have taxes that are at $17,335. Insurance is at 4%, which is $5,300. Now this is a little bit higher number. You should be able to get a better mortgage over here. There must be something to do with their particular insurance would be cheaper over here. It has something to do with their particular mortgage company. They might have something extra that they're requiring. Hydro at 5%, $65.10. Heat at $55.15, and water and waste is at $34.20. So total expenses for the year are $38,086. So we take the income that we have generated over here, operating income, which is $131,000, minus the operating expenses, which are 29%. The income that you generate, the net operating income, is $93,428. So mortgage payments are $75.72. Now for the mortgage, if you look over here, it's based on loan to value ratio of 80%, so 1.6 million based on 2 million purchase. Term of 25 years. Interest rate, I have it at 3%. Now you can get much lower than 3%, but I like to keep the number a little bit high, so that way you have a little bit of buffer in there. So mortgage payment comes out to $71.55, and that generates a cash flow of $2,569. So let's take a look at some metrics over here. So annual gross rent multiplier is 15.1. Operating expense ratio at 29%. Now we know that this is actually a healthy number, but there are some improvements that you can make. This particular one actually has 13 meters in there already. So the number that they have over here for their hydro looks really high. So 6510 looks really high. I'm looking through their notes, and it looks like the tenants are paying for it. So there's an opportunity for you to increase your numbers over here. Debt coverage ratio is at 1.03, and cap rate, as I mentioned before, is 4.7%. So the assumptions that we have used in terms of the 10-year number that you saw before: appreciation at 3%, vacancy rate at 2%, income inflation, so you're going to generate additional rent at 2%, expense will go up as well at 1%, and if at any point at the 10-year mark you decide to refinance, it's going to be based on 70%. Now that 70% comes into play when you're looking at it over here, potential cash out refi. So that's based on 70%. So you can only get 70% out. Now these numbers are based on the assumptions that I just highlighted. Based on the numbers that I provided, year one is the only one that you should be looking at. Everything else that you see afterwards is just for projection. And here is the breakdown of the rent roll. So they have 9 one-bedrooms over here. So the average per room is per unit is $877. There are 2 one-bedrooms. They're averaging $1,200, and there's 1 bachelor for $749. So there's your total income that the properties is generating. And also the closing that we talked about. So the $78,000 over there that you have to generate. There's Toronto land transfer tax of $35,723. Inspection report if required, $500. Land transfer tax $36,473. You have illegal, which is going to be around $3,000, and then if an appraisal required is about $2,500. So that's an overview of all the costs that will be required to purchase this property. If you have any questions, if you want more information, feel free to reach out to me, 877-439-2339 or addy@heyaddy.com. I have a whole bunch of other properties that are coming up for sale soon too, so those will all be posted as well over here. Reach out to me, 877-439-2339. This one won't last for long. Take care, and we'll talk soon. Bye-bye.